Recognizing the member from Langley Walnut Grove.
Thank you. I appreciate hearing the response from the member across the way on this amendment, but it does speak to general concerns. I know I, from a municipal background, have experience in utility costs and the impacts to everybody on property taxes, and one of the biggest drivers is water and utilities like wastewater. And so I understand that it is important given that this is a motion and not a bill, to still recognize that we have an extreme amount of pressures on our utility costs, also including waste removal. And, we all have very few opportunities to stand in this House to present a motion or a bill. And I really do appreciate, that this is something that you've thought significantly about and are obviously advocating for residents in your community. But this is an opportunity in where we can take a motion and encompass, just open it up just a little bit more to make sure that the advocacy is for all British Columbians, and just adding in that water piece. The intent is there. This motion wasn't meant to hijack it or make it not intended for the purpose. And so I do want to recognize the impact of, there's very few of us that have had a bill or a motion on the floor. And so that this is a big opportunity, and I just really appreciate the member coming forward with this. But I still feel like just this small tweak, just adding these two words, and water, or water and, is something that's just makes it just a little bit more robust. And that is strictly because a lot of the times we don't experience our utilities separately, and in the effort of recognizing affordability for British Columbians, just to highlight the impacts that water also has on homes. And there was when we were discussing the motion itself, the original motion, and bringing forward an amendment, there was conversations around, what does affordability mean in the context of this motion? There's no, kind of guidelines, and I understand the cost implications when we present a motion or a bill to this House. But, there was an opportunity for us to kind of, in the amendment, to make it a little bit firmer on identifying what affordability means, and also encompassing more like regional districts. I live in Metro, and so there's lots of conversations on the impacts of especially wastewater treatments, conversation quite a bit right now. But we have to, we can't just stop and take people's bills and motions and just try to rework them into something else. And so I think the intent is still here with this amendment, highlighting the work that this member has done on advocating, and just doing a little bit of cross-aisle tweaks to it, just to make it a little bit more robust. And so that's the intent with my colleague here from Boundaries to Milkameen, and I'm really thankful that she brought this forward. And then what is that transparency requirement in the original motion? But we made a conscious effort just to kind of leave it as is, just add the water piece, just because the bulk amount of British Columbians are significant are on private systems. And so we'll leave it, the amendment to highlighting private systems, but just to add the water piece. And so I want to thank the member for the original motion, but I'll still be supporting having just water included in that. So thank you.